Mamata Banerjee retains power in Bengal. The DMK gets a big victory in Tamil Nadu. The BJP retains Assam, and bucking a 40-year tradition, the LDF keeps Kerala. After a neck-to-neck fight, Mamata Banerjee loses Nandigram but emerges the tallest opposition leader after the TMC routs the BJP in Bengal with a spectacular 200-plus seats. The EC rejects the TMC's demand for a recount in Nandigram. Assam makes its choice. Now the BJP has to choose a chief minister. The BJP yet to announce incumbent Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal as its chief ministerial candidate in Assam. Elections are over and the COVID crisis looks set to worsen even more in many states. Over 392,000 new COVID cases in India, 3,689 deaths in one day, over 400 deaths in Delhi for the second day. The positivity rate, though, falls below 30%. A children's hospital receives the life-saving gas in the nick of time. A leading hospital in the capital, Sitaram Bharatiya, says they are in an extremely tight situation as the capital again doesn't receive its allocated quota of medical oxygen from the centre. The centre moves. The court seeks a recall of its order to supply oxygen to Delhi. And 2 embassies SOS for oxygen to the youth wing of the Congress party. This leads to an undiplomatic spat. Don't hoard oxygen, the foreign minister hits back. The top story of the day, Mamata Banerjee won a spectacular victory in Bengal, defeating the BJP in elections in the middle of a raging pandemic. Her Trinamool Congress is leading in 213 of Bengal's 294 seats, and the BJP appears set to finish below the 100 mark. Bengal has saved India, she said, deriding the BJP for its big loss after a double-century claim. But Mamata Banerjee was defeated by the BJP Suvendu Adhikari, her former close aide in Nandigram. I accept the verdict, it's not a big deal, she said. And she's hit the BJP out of the field, all this while sitting in a wheelchair.
Trinamool's Khela Hobe is now Khela Shesh for the BJP. And to Saurav Ganguly, apologies. But Didi is now the new Dada of Bengal. She has hit the BJP out of the field, all this sitting on a wheelchair, taking on the might of the BJP juggernaut, the Home Minister, the Prime Minister, et al. Today it was goodbye wheelchair, Mamata Banerjee back on her feet, and how. But for COVID, the street outside her home would have been a sea of green.
So we won more than 2-1 seat. That is a landslide victory, and BJP has lost the election, and they have played so many dirty politics, dirty tricks. And don't worry for Nandigram, forget one thing. For struggle you have to sacrifice something. I struggled for Nandigram because I fought a movement, so I have forgotten now. It's okay. Let the Nandigram people, whatever they have given the verdict, I accept that.
The cloud over Nandigram lingered late into the evening. After several flips and flops, Shubhendu Adhikari was named winner. Trinamool suspects foul play and may challenge the result. Meanwhile, a tweet of congratulations from the Prime Minister to the third-term Chief Minister. Some BJP leaders more gracious in defeat.
পশ্চিমবঙ্গে একটি সক্রিয় দায়িত্বশীল বিরোধী দলের ভূমিকা আমরা পালন করব। মানুষের কল্যাণে যেসব পদক্ষেপ সরকার গ্রহণ করবে সেই সমস্ত পদক্ষেপকে আমরা সহযোগিতা করব।
But it couldn't have been easy. The BJP threw everything at Bengal. 20 rallies by the Prime Minister and another one virtually, double that number by Home Minister Amit Shah. Muscle, money, manpower, ED, CBI, income tax, mockery.
Didi, oh Didi.
The BJP wanted Bengal, the final frontier ahead of the Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections and 2024. In fact, what does Mamata Banerjee's monumental victory mean for 2024? She has emerged as the voice of the opposition against the BJP. Congress, left decimated, will have to rethink. The NCPs, the ARPs and the DMKs are already doffing their hats to the 66-year-old street fighter who, after tackling COVID, must set her sights on Delhi. With Saurav Gupta, Sohit and Manish Kumar, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV.
The BJP pulled it off in Assam, leading in 75 of 126 seats and is comfortably placed to retain power. Now Assam has made its choice, but the BJP has to choose a chief minister. The BJP is yet to announce an incumbent Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal as its chief ministerial candidate in Assam.
A rather low-key celebration at the Assam BJP headquarters because of COVID restrictions. A sharp contrast to the no-holds-barred campaign. But the muted scenes didn't take away from the comprehensive victory for the BJP in Assam and Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal and Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma against the Congress-led Mahajot Alliance. Sonowal has retained his Majuki seat for the second time.
जनता ने जैसे हमें आशीर्वाद दिया है उसी हिसाब से निश्चित हो गया कि बीजेपी की सरकार बनेगी.
This even as no official announcement has been made on him being the chief minister for the second term, once the BJP's main face in the state after his fight against the Congress. In the campaign, ex-Congress turned BJP faithful Himanta Biswa Sarma played an equal, if not a larger role.
Sonowal's party did not project him ahead of the polls, but this splendid victory is going to strengthen his case. But the choice is not easy for the central leadership of the party. The other big leader, Himanta Biswa Sarma, has not only managed but also spearheaded the poll campaign. There have been so much of media talks about no chief minister's candidate being projected by the BJP.
That you have to ask my central parliamentary board.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सरकार बनेगा और हिमंता बिस्वा शर्मा अगले सीएम होगा, यही आशा लेके हम लोग आए हैं.
The BJP and ally AGP once again swept the Assamese heartland of Upper Assam, the tea garden belts and even the Bodoland region with newfound ally UPPL. Mahajot ally BPF performed poorly. The Congress alliance was seen as having put up a good fight even after the death of veteran Tarun Gogoi. Seat sharing, United State leadership and frequent visits by both Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi came amid reports that the Mahajot had a fighting chance. This despite the BJP attacking the Congress for its links with Ajmal, whom BJP compared with the Mughal invaders and claimed to be enemy of the country. The results, however, were a huge disappointment for the alliance. Ajmal's AIUDF could barely hold on to its previous tally and Congress could not maximize its seats. Himanta Biswa Sarma won with over 1 lakh votes from Jalukbari constituency for the 5th consecutive term. BJP is perhaps to decide on the chief minister. There is no clear answer on this. With Ratnadeep Chaudhary in Guwahati, Rohit Wellington for NDTV.
And in Kerala, the incumbent LDF bucked a 40-year tradition by getting re-elected. And in an exclusive interview with NDTV, the Chief Minister said that the ruling front's victory in the Assembly election symbolized Kerala's rejection of religious divisiveness, saying that the BJP has no place in Kerala.
Pinarayi Vijayan led the Left Alliance to a historic win, breaking the 4-decade-old political jinx of the Left and Congress-led fronts alternating in power. In fact, the Vijayan government is the first ever in Kerala to be re-elected after a full 5-year tenure. It improved its 2016 win by winning 99 against earlier 91 constituencies. The Congress-led UDF won only 41 seats against 47 last time. and the BJP losing even its single sitting seat. Not even the high-profile Metro man, E. Sridharan.
ഇത് കേരളത്തിലെ ജനങ്ങൾ LDFന്റെ ഒരു തുടർഭരണം ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നതിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായി വന്നൊരു വിധിയാണ്. അതിനിടയാക്കിയത് ഒരു സംസ്ഥാനമെന്ന നിലക്ക് കേരളം വിവിധ മേഖലകളിൽ വലിയ തോതിൽ പുരോഗതി ആർജിക്കേണ്ടതായിട്ടുണ്ട്.
The left has attributed its unprecedented victory to its welfare measures, especially its handling of the COVID pandemic, ensuring an abundant supply of oxygen and keeping the death rate low despite a high number of cases. K.K. Shailaja, the health minister, won by over 60,000 votes.
Would you be the health minister?
That we cannot predict, you know. The left front will decide that after the victory or after winning the election. During the hardships, how a government act, that is the most important question. We have so many challenges due to the during the 5 years. One hurricane called Oki and 2 floods occurred during the season, and also Nipah virus attack and also COVID-19 attack. Everything occurred here. But what did the government did? But the government, under the leadership of our brave comrade Pandrai, our chief minister, we were fighting against it with the help of the people.
For the Congress, the loss raises many questions, not least because of Rahul Gandhi's extensive campaign here.
We accept the verdict of the people of Kerala. It was unexpected. We thought that we will win the election, but unfortunately we lost the election. With humility, we accept the verdict of the people.
BJP, despite its campaign around Love Jihad, losing its sole seat in Thiruvananthapuram to CPM's Shivankutti, and young sitting Congress MLA Shafi Parambil defeated star candidate E. Sridharan.
These empty roads, closed shops, all contradicting images to the historic victory that the left has had in Kerala. But a strong reminder of the major challenge that lies before the new government in form of a raging pandemic. With camera person SP Babu, Sneha Koshi for NDTV.
And in Tamil Nadu, the DMK is set to return to power after defeating its main rival, the AIADMK, which had an alliance with the BJP.
Celebrations at the DMK headquarters in Chennai began early as trends and results showed a decisive victory after 2 terms in the opposition. The enthusiasm meant COVID precautions were forgotten, despite it being a Sunday lockdown in a state that's reporting nearly 20,000 COVID cases every day, over 14,000 deaths so far, and shortage of hospital beds and medicines.
Maybe in the coming week, because victory, the MLA should get their victory certificates and then assemble here, elect their leader. There are procedures. The incumbent government should resign. The governor should call us and we will fix a date. And it is a vote for the change in governments in the state. People have wanted a change in the present government and they are totally against the government of India. And both the state and the central government had failed in controlling COVID. We will see that the situation changes and people get proper treatment.
The DMK win came from sweeping the Chennai zone that has been its stronghold, getting a majority of seats in the south where the AMMK split the AIADMK vote, and from the coastal belt. The AIADMK managed to get a respectable tally with seats in the party's stronghold in Kongu belt of western Tamil Nadu, from where Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy won with a 30,000 margin, and also the one-year belt of North Tamil Nadu, thanks to the master stroke of EPS to grant 10.5% internal quota within the MBC reservation to the one-year community. Despite anti-incumbency, infighting within the party and the perception of being remote-controlled by the BJP at the centre, EPS has emerged as a mass leader even without the charisma of Jayalalitha or MGR. and this performance may even strengthen its hold on the party. The BJP, that was seen as being in the driver's seat despite being a junior partner, managed to win 5 out of 20 seats contested. The Congress did reasonably well in Tamil Nadu, getting 16 out of 25 assembly seats and the Kanyakumari Lok Sabha. Power has alternated between but stayed with the two Dravidian parties in Tamil Nadu, and this time too it's no different. Neither national parties nor new parties managed to make a dent. With Arvind Gunashekhar, Uma Sudhir and camera person Shah Vijay in Chennai, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
And on the COVID front, India reported over 3,92,000 new cases and 3,689 deaths in a day. For the second straight day, Delhi reported over 400 COVID deaths on Sunday, though the positivity rate dropped below 30%. And day 2 of the vaccination drive for those between the ages of 18 and 44 had its fair share of problems, as it is now abundantly clear there are just not enough vaccines to sustain anything meaningful.
Day 2 of vaccination for those in the 18 to 44 age group in Mumbai, but only in 5 PMC run centers like yesterday only. However, today each center was given 500 doses.
The vaccination began only at 9 a.m. in the morning, when a lot of people came in, they booked their slots and they could get their vaccination done. And this is only on prior appointment basis only, no walk-ins are allowed.
37-year-old Kashish, who works in a private firm, got an appointment late last night.
It was not easy getting a slot. I was just randomly doing it, every hour, every half an hour. I was just trying, What are you feeling right now? I'm feeling so good. I can't tell you. I've been waiting for this.
But today again, it wasn't really vaccination for all, just the 18 to 44-year-olds. BMC expects to vaccinate all from tomorrow.
Definitely, I am hopeful in this week, all these people, whatever remaining of 60 plus, 45 and above with comorbidity, they will get a chance for vaccination.
In Delhi, many in the 18 to 44 age group were vaccinated, but many who had booked a slot were turned away this morning. Some got a text message notification, some did not. Rosa, a 38-year-old caregiver for older people, has been trying to get vaccinated for 3 days. When she finally got a slot today, it was cancelled.
2-3 दिन से मेरा कैंसिल हो ही जा रहा और रहा है, हो भी रहा है. तो आज के हुआ है तो फिर मैं आज के लिए आई हूँ. ये कह रहे हैं शायद आज बंद है. अभी तक इनको भी पता नहीं है कि आज मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा.
No private hospitals vaccinated people under 45 today. For those 45 and above, government vaccine centers operated as normal. With limited stocks of vaccine and cases growing every day, people of all age groups are getting anxious. With Meher Pandey in Delhi and camera person Praveen Ji Rohit in Mumbai, Purva Chitnis for NDTV.